physical gold, physical silver means that you have real money as they're destroying the rest of whatever little bit of purchasing power is left in this and transitioning us into the new system, CBDCs, which is the next, what they like to call innovation in money. Because with this, the public had control. If you did not like what the government was doing, you could go in to any bank with a $20 bill and walk out with an ounce of gold. And that would create restrictions around what the government could do. That's why they had to get rid of the gold in the system.
The London Bullion Market Association, LBMA, has released its 2023 annual precious metals forecast survey, with analysts predicting growth for gold and silver in the year ahead. The predictions reflect cautious optimism about gold and silver, with analysts expecting prices to increase, on average, by 3.3% and 8.8% respectively by the end of the calendar year. Lynette Zang is a prominent financial expert who serves as Chief Market Analyst at ITM Trading, a respected precious metals company. According to Lynette, the Bank for International Settlements confirms that gold is the only financial asset devoid of counterparty risk. Many investors consider gold as a way of removing risk from their lives. The price of gold also beats inflation and protects the value of an investor's portfolio from depleting. Lynette predicts that the International Monetary Fund (SDR) would serve as the primary global reserve currency. Meanwhile, CBDC would function on a local level. On August 31st, this institution announced it successfully completed a pilot program to transact central bank digital currency (CBDC) transactions. And according to the Atlantic Council, 130 countries are working on or adopting a CBDC, including the United States, Canada, and China. That's 98% of the global economy. Meanwhile, Lynette Zang emphasizes gold's role in preserving financial freedom, noting that numerous global central banks are rapidly accumulating gold. The World Gold Council's 2023 survey indicates a promising future for gold. According to the survey, 24% of central banks aim to increase their gold reserves in the upcoming year, while 71% believe that global reserves will witness a rise. Gold Silver Institute tweeted on Tuesday, "Central banks have been net buyers of gold since 2009 and accelerated purchases in 2022 by 152%. The stage is setting for big movements." Now, we are presenting the clips of Lynette Zang's insights from a recent interview with Commodity Culture. Before we continue to delve into this discussion, please subscribe to our channel and activate the bell icon for timely updates.
If you're going in to a knife fight in fiat money products, stocks, bonds, ETFs, insurance policies, all of that garbage, those are just contracts. And contracts are subject to counterparty risk. What does the Bank for International Settlements tell us is the only financial asset that runs zero counterparty risk? Gold. And by the way, when they need to get the confidence of the public back again, and they do those overnight revaluations, that's how they do it. They revalue something that has no intrinsic value against something that's 100% intrinsic value. And it's 100% intrinsic value because it's used in every single sector of the global economy, period. So this is your bazooka. Silver is a secondary monetary metal. I've done studies on what happens to both of these during hyperinflationary events. And while you will see the silver gold gap narrow for a period, actually when you get into the dead thick of it, then that expands again. So I use silver personally for barterability. And I have fractional silver pieces because it's universal. But gold is the primary currency metal, and it has absolutely the only financial asset that has no counterparty risk. Everything else is all contracts, and it's all counterparty risk. I think we are one major crisis away from that happening. And we're close to that next major crisis. So I think we're very, very close. I don't think that I know this is going to be shocking, and especially for your viewers, I'm sure this is going to be really shocking, but I don't think we know everything. I don't think we're being told everything about where they are. And when you refer to the IMF has a currency called the SDR, which is a basket of currencies that's been around since 1969. And everybody has some. Everybody has a boatload of it, in fact, since 2009 and again just recently. So what the IMF is talking about doing, and frankly, when you just kind of put your logical head on it, since everybody has that already, that is the most likely currency to take over as the world reserve currency. And I say that because what they have planned is really a two-tier system where you have the IMFs, if they all have their way, and I'm going to speak to this afterwards, but where you have the IMF's currency that includes a basket of every currency on the planet, because they have the ability to do that. And then all other CBDC currencies are just local. So it would be the US dollar coin, or, and they'll keep it US dollar because see, the dollar's still there, even though it's completely different. When you're talking about gold, you look at the global central banks that have been accumulating gold through the first half of this year at the fastest pace ever. Because if you hold gold, then you still have your freedom because you have choices. If you are all in fiat money, like Canada is, what choices will you have? That's absolutely zero. Whoever is in control of all of this stuff is going to be controlling everything.
Lynette Zang shows concerns about the overvaluation of conventional financial assets, including stocks and bonds. Stocks and bonds have been dropping in price in recent weeks as investors prepared for the prospect that central bankers will hold interest rates higher for longer than previously expected to try to squeeze inflation out of global economies. Furthermore, Lynette underscores the benefit of physical ownership for gold and silver as they're resistant to easy tracking or confiscation. Based on what our experts and sources tell us, the price of gold could increase in 2024, hitting around $2,100 per ounce by the time we ring in 2025. Let's get back to the interview.
If they make the stock markets, the bond markets, those kind of markets, real estate markets look like they're going up in nominal terms, the prices go up, then people think that they can save themselves in those assets. The problem today is that those assets are severely overvalued, and particularly in the product space, like any of your stocks, bonds, ETFs, that kind of thing, you can only convert them back into this garbage. And so 1 trillion times zero is zero, last time I looked. But gold has the broadest base of buyer, and so does physical silver. And physical, not the garbage contracts, right? But the physical, again, it's used in every single sector of the global economy, which means that out of all assets, both gold and silver have the broadest base of demand, and therefore they never go to zero. And they've not been able to figure out how to duplicate some of the qualities in gold and silver in a lab. So if they need those qualities, like in electronics and space travel, in the financial system, etc., they can only get that through owning physical gold and silver. The other thing is, once you own it and it's in your possession, essentially it's invisible. You keep anything, and now they're trying to change that, but at this point, that's still true. If you're sitting in any fiat money products, you have a bank account, you have a stock brokerage account, you have an insurance company account, that's all easily visible and therefore easy to take away. Even, I'm sorry to say this, but even gold held inside of IRAs, right? They know you got it. They can determine how they're going to tax you on it. They can easily confiscate it because of the limitations that they put around what you can hold inside of an IRA. Like, this is a collectible coin. The date happens to be 1914. This is not allowed inside of an IRA. So I am very happy to own it because I want to be in this classification, since historically this has not been confiscated. And let's face it, desperate governments do desperate things. And in the US, gold has been confiscated 3 times historically. We only know about 33, but the Civil War, and I think it was also the War of 1812.
Central banks around the world have recently shown a noticeable trend towards amassing gold, emphasizing its significance in the global economic sphere. Considering the recent surge in gold buying by central banks globally, what potential outcomes can we anticipate for future value of gold in the next decade? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you find this video informative, don't forget to show your support towards our channel by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay informed about our latest videos covering more exciting topics. Thank you for watching.